What's up guys, it's Apollo Uchiha here and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm back with a new short movie. The name of the short movie is What If Naruto Was Son of Chakra and Nature. And yeah guys, it is an unscripted short movie and my own idea. And before continuing this, make sure you leave a like and subscribe to my channel if you like the content of this channel. And yeah, as you guys know from my yesterday's community tab post, it really did happen. And there were two rats actually who died in my room. It was so disgusting, I don't want to even talk about it. Sorry if you're eating anything or, just doing anything food related. I hope that you don't lose your appetite over this. Anyways, I'm not gonna go into details. The whole room was basically filled with bad air of, a dead animal. And after even getting rid of it, it was hard to just sit there and make a story. And I threw in the towel for the day. And yeah, I'm making a story now, so I hope you enjoyed this one, and if you do, then make sure you leave a like and subscribe to my channel. And without any further ado, let's begin with our today's short movie. Our story begins with a battle going on between a mother and her two children as we go towards a nature that was destroyed and turned into a battlefield, as Kaguya Otsutsuki was trying her best to outdo her children and punish them for standing against her, the rabbit goddess. But her boys were not backing down, as both Hagoromo and Homura were trying their best to subdue their mother, to stop and prevent her from destroying their home, where they were born at. As finally, with the help of the chakra that was a blessing of their mother, they were able to do so. But before being sealed away and casted away from, the world that she regained and ruled over as a goddess, she leaked out huge amount of chakra and black tears, as two beings were created from her that day. One was immediately discovered by Hagoromo and Homura, while the other slipped away. As now we see, both of the brothers then begin to talk. What should we do about this, brother? Two beings were formed. One slipped away and we will take care of the other later, Homura. For the time being, we have to see what this is. As they followed the source where the chakra went and found out that a new life form was created, as a infant child was resting on a huge leaf on a tree. As both of the brothers were shocked to see the child. The child had tan skin and blonde hair and deep blue eyes. As they were trying their best to get to the child, but somehow the terrain towards the child was getting more and more denser, and it was getting harder and harder for them to even walk. What is wrong with this place? This part of the forest is way much more dense than we thought, said Homura. I know, but something is off, Homura. What is? It is as if we are being stopped for some reason. As that is when we see Hagoromo used his shadow clone technique to go and grab Naruto. As he tried to, he saw something that shocked him and his brother both. They saw that the leaf that the child was laying in was covered by many other leaves, and many plants began to appear that had thorn in them, protecting the child from them. What is going on, brother? I honestly don't know, but I think the nature itself is protecting the child, Homura. What? Can it be possible? Yes, it is. Nature has its own form of chakra, and by mother releasing a part of her chakra that collided with nature, it could be only meaning one thing. Mother created a new child, said Homura. Yes, I think we have a brother now. As that is when their thoughts dashed towards another chakra source, a huge source that was awakened by the other form that was released, as both of the brothers dashed towards there to find none other than Ten Tails that has awakened the project that their mother has been secretly working upon that they discovered. Damn it, what are we gonna do? I have a plan. As now we have a time skip. As after that battle we see that both Hagoromo and Homura won and distributed the chakra not only to nature but to the whole world, so that they could come together and form peace. But they also created 9 bijus from the 10 tails. As now we see Hagoromo, who at the time was the Jinchuriki, while Homura went away to look out for their mother, was sitting inside his compound that he has created. As he was telling his other kids, their bijus, about his little brother that was created the day they fought against his own mother. So that is how he was created. I don't know how, but I know his name. Naruto. How do you know his name, father? Asked Shikaku, the one-tailed beast. Well, Shikaku, I think it was the nature who told me, like a whisper in my ear. And I knew it. Even Homura said he heard it. I see. So father, can we meet him? Said Chaume, as many other Bijus then said, if Uncle Naruto doesn't want to be found, we won't bother. And we should respect his wishes, said a deeper voice than others. It was Kurama who said this. Remember, my children, Naruto is something else. He is an Otsutsuki, no doubt, and a mother of our a child of our mother, and my brother. But he is also a child of nature in itself. A guardian, I presume. A guardian of a sort? I don't know. Only the future will tell, said Hagoromo with a smile on his face. As now we see, time began to pass by as the Biju stayed put, for any sign of Naruto to appear, but he didn't. As time began to go by, we see that Naruto was being raised by nature in itself. As Naruto was growing, he was seeing the significant changes and could hear the muffled screams of nature in itself. His mother, his protector, nature has been hurting more and more. And he could have sworn that was because of the people of the other side that his mother has warned him about, do not meddle with. As now we see, it was at that point Naruto had enough and ventured out to find the source of his mother's pain when he couldn't hear her voice for days. It was driving Naruto mad that how couldn't he hear his mother's voice? Was he finally alone? Was his mother gone? No, it couldn't have been. The nature was still here, but it was weakening. It was getting more and more wounded, as if. So now we see a young Naruto who was at the age of 15 now, as many years have went by, ventured out of the forest, finally for the first time. And somehow, while finding the source, he descended upon a village, Amegakure, where he saw 3 people that had the chakra of his mother within them, burning brightly, fighting against a man who had huge lizards, known as Salamander, by his side. It was Hanzo the Salamander, and the 3 of them looked like they were weakened. So Naruto intervened and saved them, as huge amount of roots began to appear, protecting them from the attacks of the said man. As the 3 of them were shocked, and so was the man, as Naruto, with a wooden cane in his hand, appeared. As that is when he tapped it again, as huge 2 wooden veins appeared, grabbing the lizard and holding it in a still place and bringing it to Naruto's eyesight. As Naruto then said, "Silent." As the violent lizard immediately was now as if it was lifeless, but it was breathing still and was looking now calmly, but a little bit with fear towards Naruto. As Hanzo then said, "What is this? How is this possible? You stupid lizard, listen to me, obey me," said Hanzo the Salamander. As now we see, Naruto then yanked him away with the help of his, veins that he could produce and threw him to the other side. "Mokitan, that is impossible," said Tsunade, as Jiraiya and Orochimaru, the 3 Sanins who were there fighting against the Hanzo, were quite shocked to see this. This boy, at similar to their age, was just demolishing Hanzo, a rival in its own feat that they couldn't beat even after achieving all this great strength, like it was nobody. How is this possible? How could that boy hold such strength? I gotta tell you that he is not a boy, Orochimaru. He is similar to our age, from what I can tell. As Tsunade then said, "Enough. How can he use that technique? Only my grandfather could. We have to tell my uncle about this once we get home. We will. For now, we have other things to worry about. As you know, that we are in the midst of the second great shinobi war, and we have to go and help out Sensei and your uncle, remember?" said Jiraiya. As they were about to leave, we see Naruto stop them as well after dealing with Hanzo, after tying him up completely as his chakra was being absorbed. "Halt. I would not allow you to leave until I have my answers. Why do you have nature's chakra within you? He's a sensor. Be on guard," said Orochimaru. As Jiraiya then said, with a smile on his face. Well, that is because we are sage, my friend. We have been in training, actually. Sage? What do you mean by that? He doesn't know, said Tsunade. I don't think so. Well, that is a person who is closely connected to nature. Nature, you say? Huh. I see, so that is why. I can sense her within you. Her? Who? Said Jiraiya as he flinched about finding out about his fling. As Naruto then said, Nature. Her chakra is within you. All three of you. So that was the source that brought me here. What do you mean by that? Said Orochimaru, now finally asking a question. First of all, who are you and what do you mean by the source that brought you here? My name is Naruto. But that is not important. What is that nature is hurting and in pain. I cannot hear its voice, her voice, for many days now. Okay, so we got a crackhead on our side, guys, said Jiraiya. Enough, Jiraiya. As Tsunade went in front and said, Look, we are grateful for what you did for us, but we have to leave. We are in the midst of a war, and if we stop here and listen to you, I'm afraid that many people there might die. Die? I cannot allow that to happen. I'll help you. As now we see, with Tsunade, Jiraiya and Orochimaru agreeing to this, Naruto ventured into the war, away from all villages there, and without killing anyone, tied each and everyone, even the allies and the enemies, in roots of his that absorbed their chakra to the point that they were exhausted but still conscious. As Naruto then said, war is bad. Enough with this. As Hiruzen and Tobirama, who were also caught up in this, were shocked. As Tobirama then said, Who is this? How is he able to use the same technique as my brother? How is this possible? As the students of Tobirama Senju, Danzo, Koharu, Homura, as well as Hiruzen, the next in line to become a Hokage, were also shocked. I don't believe this. And the enemies, they were fearful, thinking that he was on Konoha's side. As after that, Naruto brought them all together, as he found out that there were a few leaders amongst them, as they were looking at him with glares. I presume that you are the leaders. Yes. Naruto, what are you doing? Those are our allies as well, said Jiraiya, as Naruto then said, I am on nature's side, I'm on no one's side. The reason I am here is because you all are hurting nature. I am the guardian of nature itself, and I would not stand by and let you destroy her anymore, or harm her. She has raised me as her own, and it is my duty to repay it back by protecting her. As, after hearing his words, Tobirama looked towards the three of the students that brought him here. As Jiraiya then said, ask Tsunade, please. As Tsunade then said, Uncle, he helped us against Hanzo. He used the same technique as grandfather, so I thought you thought it would be best if you brought him here. Knowing that he might be insane, I am not insane, said Naruto. If you don't believe me, I don't care. But know this, if you continue to harm nature, I will be forced to use force, and I don't like to do that, because unlike you, I have been taught to show compassion. You have been taking and taking from nature, and not only that, you have been destroying it as well. And this stops now. You hear? This war ends now. Where I promise you this much. I will take away the nature from your village, and you will be suffering in hell. As Iwagakure belittled Naruto and nature and called him a fraud and so on. And what happened next was, Iwa lost all and every sort of nature that even existed, even so little in their village. And they, who relied on the berries that grew there, were now shocked completely after the war ended. As on the other side, Mizugakure, well, a land that was considered too fertile, was not even able to grow any crops again because the land suddenly became unfertile and was killing crops as if the sand has been poisoned. As on the other side, Kumo has been suffering in its own, and Suna was the worst one because they were now suffering throughout a drought that was huge. They didn't have any nature, but the little bit they grew, which was artificial, was now poisoned and gone completely eradicated. Konoha's greenery has also been affected. They were now were able to produce less crops than they would usually. As now we see, Naruto's warning was still ringing in every Kage's ears, but the boy itself has vanished. They tried to search for him high and low, but after that war stopped and he vanished, nobody knew where he went. As now we go towards Konoha, where we see Hiruzen Sarutobi has taken the mentality of Hokage and was now in the position of Hokage and seated there. As Tobirama and his other students were there amongst him, and Hiruzen's own students were there as well. Tsunade was looking down. It's Tsunade. Why are you thinking so much? It's Sensei's, coronation day. You should be happy. I am. It's just that I'm thinking about him. He appeared out of nowhere and then disappeared after what he said, warning us. As everyone got serious. Yes, Sensei and I have been talking about that, said Danzo. And I think it would be best that he would be a certain great addition and asset to Konoha if he's brought here. The boy possesses a Mokitan of a different sort. He could manipulate nature in itself, and the boy's, warnings have heeded, as he said. And now the villages and the other leaders have seen that the boy really has went on with his word and confirmed it. What do you mean by that? Said everyone. There has been a huge suffering in other major villages, and the people are dying because of hunger as well as because of, the egoness of their Kages. And the other Kages have been begging us to find that boy, because you three have been in contact with him. So I'm giving you my first mission and order as a Kage. Find that boy and bring him back, no matter what the cost. As now we go towards Naruto on the other side. It has been a few months since he has done what he has warned them about after they did not heed his words, and has been tending to his mother, nature itself. As now we see Naruto resting on a huge leaf that was turned into a bed, as moon was shining brightly upon him, but he was still sleeping peacefully. As now we see Naruto opened his eyes to find that he was no longer in nature where he was resting, but he was in a white void, and in front of him was a woman standing who was tied. As Naruto saw that the pale woman had white hair and two horns and white eyes, as Naruto could sense chakra from within him, like he could sense from nature. As Naruto stepped forward, "Who are you?" As Naruto saw that the woman was crying tears, as Naruto tried his best to wipe them away, but the woman was continuously crying. "Why are you crying?" "Because you are the last bit of chakra that was released from me. But you turned into my son, and no matter how bad my children turn out to be, I cannot never harm my child." As Naruto's eyes widened, as that is when he woke up. What was that? He talked to himself, as that is when there was a rustling in the bushes, as Naruto was immediately alerted and used his veins to grab the intruders and brought them hovering upside down in front of him. Well, if it isn't my friends Jiraiya, Orochimaru, and Tsunade, what can I do for you?" "Hey buddy," said Jiraiya. "You think this is a nice way to, finally meet your friends?" said Orochimaru. As Tsunade then said, "Can you please put us down now, Naruto?" As Naruto did so. "Well, you were, to be fair, squaring up on me, so I had to do something." "Yeah, about that. What is it, Jiraiya? I sense that you are, going somewhere with this. So talk to me straightforward. I can take it." "Listen, Naruto. The other villages, they are not happy what you said, and they shouldn't be. I gave them a warning and a fair chance, and yet they made fun of me and my mother. And I don't take lightly of those who joke about the people I love. And I went ahead with my warning and fulfilled it, as they wanted me to do so. So why suffer now and beg for wine like they were not the ones in the wrong? Listen, Naruto, please, you have to stop this. I can't. Nature in itself is happy with my decision, and has deemed it necessary to be their punishment. I will not do anything." As Tsunade then said, "Please, is there a way we can, make you consider otherwise?" "No. Can you, make nature reconsider? Then I will help." as now they had a huge sweat drop on their head. As that is when Pa and Ma arrived. Why did you call us, Jiraiya boy? I had a clone backup so that I could summon you here, and then reverse summon to myself. Yeah, we got that, but why? Talk to him, as both Pa and Ma were shocked. Naruto-sama, you finally emerged, said Pa after a long pause of shock, shocking the three of them. So you do know about me? Yes, we do know. The sage himself has told Kamamaru-sama about you. You are the sage's brother. His youngest one. I do not know if I am or not, but what I do know is that I am the son and guardian of nature, and whoever makes fun of her or harms her will have to go through me first, and I will take action. These people have been going around unchecked for many years. I will not stand for it, not anymore. I see they have angered you, my lord, but please, we beg of you, do not take out your rage on them. I haven't done anything of that sort, Toad, but what I have done is brought forth judgment, and that is all. And as for their punishments, nature has deemed itself necessary. The nature? I see. Thank you, my lord. If that is all, then I shall take my leave. Begone, Toad. Yes, my lord. As now we see, Jiraiya and the others were pulled away by the two toads as Naruto walked away, as the nature surrounded him in a protective manner, hiding his tracks completely, making sure he was masked and disappeared from their eyesight, as Orochimaru's eyes widened, because he couldn't detect it, and yet Naruto was standing in front of them, only a few feet away. As now we see, Padan said, "You stupid idiot, you know who that was? You basically explained that to us. So he's a real, like, sage? No, he is not the sage. He is a deity in its own right. A folklore, or you can say a myth that wasn't supposed to be released to the world. If he has to be brought here, the sage warned us that it would be only to bring out judgment because the nature has been harmed too much and too many times. Not even the sage was allowed to touch him. You know that? The sage himself told us that when they found him, the sage himself wasn't allowed to touch him because nature protected him." As the three, Sanins were shocked after they found out about that. We did not knew. Of course you did not knew, you stupid idiot. Damn it. I cannot believe this, Jiraiya. You of all people, getting into a mess with such a being. But Pa, the elemental nations, they are suffering because of their mistake. Go and tell Hiruzen that it will not be done. Do not mess with the deity. As after that we see, Hiruzen was shocked back at Konoha once the Sanins returned by what Pa has told them. As even Tobirama then said after a long silence within the council room, "Then it is decided. We will go to the Kage summit and tell them what the toads have told us. We should not trifle with the deity, because if we do, what happens to the other villages will happen to us." But Danzo was in a thought of his own, since he was given the green light to run the route operation. Still, since there was always a danger of going on war, we see that Danzo really wanted this power, a deity's power, becoming basically a god amongst shinobi, a power to control nature in itself. That would be something, but he knew even he could only dream of that, because if he wants to mess with someone who is, that close to nature, nature will obviously revolt and take action, and he would be damned if the nature in itself rebelled against him. As now we see, he felt chills run down his spine as Tobirama then said, "Danzo, are you alright?" "Everything is fine, sensei. I'm just worried about the village. How will we face him if he decides to attack?" "Naruto-sama won't attack," said Jiraiya. "If anything, it is us or the other nations that we should worry about, because if they decide to do so, he will emerge again." As after that we see, everything went on and about their life. But that is when a minor war happened within which Tobirama died as well as Tsunade's brother did, and so did her lover Don. As she took his knees and ventured outside, forsaking Konoha to travel forever. As now we see, years begin to pass by as the Kyuubi attack happened, and after that, Mito Uzumaki was born. And the fourth Hokage and Kushina Uzumaki, the mother of the, said child, were also killed in the Kyuubi attack. As now we see, years went by as Hiruzen Sarutobi too died in the Konoha crush when the Chunin exams were happening, and so Jiraiya and Mito themselves were tasked to go and bring Tsunade back. As they finally found Tsunade on their journey, while also tackling and coming face to face with the Katsuki members such as Itachi and Kisame, we see that Orochimaru was also involved. While Mito and Tsunade tried their best to go head and head to battle against each other to find out, if Mito really had what it takes to become a Hokage in the future or whatnot, we see that Orochimaru appeared and was threatening Tsunade. But Orochimaru at that time was corrupted way beyond and has forgotten about Naruto, the X Factor that was, forever forgotten by the world, it seems, because they really had a third war in which Minato appeared as victorious, and not only that, later on was killed by the Kyuubi. So yeah, Mito was basically born, and in that war you can say basically, Uzumaki's as well as Tsunade's family members died. So now we see that in the present, as Orochimaru was almost about to kill Tsunade, the same nature veins appear protecting her. As Orochimaru's eyes widen, no. As Tsunade's eyes widen as well. It cannot be. As that is when the next thing Orochimaru saw, he was slammed against a tree, and a much more taller and, almost in his prime Naruto was then standing there, wearing robes made out of nature. You. How could you? I thought you were my friend. So that is why I allowed you to live, Orochimaru. All these years hoping that you would change. But you only changed for worst. I wanted to achieve what you have, Naruto. Basic immortality. I am no immortal, you damn idiot. I was created made out of chakra. I am a being of chakra. I existed before you and I will continue to exist even after that. Have you never thought of that? If anything, my age progression is less and less. As Tsunade on the other side, felt something that she hadn't been felt before. Her heart skipped a beat when she saw Naruto. It was like the first time they met, but after he, turned them down and left, she was heartbroken, and that is when and how she met Don. And later on, he too died. And now she was reunited with her first crush that she has kept close to her heart. As now we see, Naruto then did something. Naruto took away the ability of chakra itself from, Orochimaru. As Orochimaru was shocked. What did you do? I have taken away the ability to use chakra from you, Orochimaru. You no longer are a shinobi or a chakra user in itself. No, you can't do this to me. I just did. As with a single flick of a finger, Jiraiya was able to knock out Orochimaru. As now we see, Naruto went and took care of Mito, who was poisoned by Orochimaru, and after the poison was clarified, we see that Naruto looked towards Tsunade. It's been a long time, Tsunade, and seems you have only gotten prettier since the last time I saw you. As the next thing that happened was there was a huge red flush on Tsunade's face. As Jiraiya was shocked to see this and had an almost jaw drop. If it wasn't for his best friend killing another best friend. I know what you did, Naruto, but you killed him. I'm sorry, Jiraiya. I have been watching over him for over the course of years, and I have been heartbroken to see that he turned into a monster. The same monster that he told us that he feared. Yeah, I guess you're right. Wait, you have been keeping an eye on us? Well, obviously I would keep an eye on my best friends, and, I was just hoping to, be there for you guys. Especially you, Tsunade, after what happened to you. I'm sorry. Yeah, it's fine. Thank you for saving the kid, though. And me. Oh, and me as well, buddy. How about it? We go and grab a drink and... No. I'm just here to, meet you guys for a brief time. Listen, Naruto. Can you not go? Said Tsunade. Please? Just for a night? Fine. As now we see, at that night, Tsunade and Jiraiya drank as Naruto was then, given responsibility to take Tsunade, while Mito took care of Erosanin and brought her to his room while she went back to her own room, which was, being shared with Shizune. As Naruto was about to leave, we see Tsunade grabbed her and gave him a huge tongue kiss. And what happened soon was, both giving into their desires and love for each other. As soon as the sun rays of the next day hit Naruto's face, we see that Tsunade was snuggling up next to him. As Naruto heard a voice, almost as a whisper, that, made him huge blush. As Naruto then said, seriously? As now we see, Naruto knew what exactly his mother meant, and that was a green light for basically him to, make him his wife. As now we see, Tsunade woke up and gave him a kiss on the cheek, as both of them were happy to be united and finally together. And Tsunade went sad again. Tsunade, why are you sad? After, everything, said Naruto with a blush. It's that you just leave. I'll stay for you. As that is when the door busted down to the ground, as we see that Jiraiya, with his book and pencil in his hand, who was being stopped by both Shizune and Mito, was there. Oops, said Jiraiya, as the next thing was a flying Jiraiya away from the village. Man, I love this job. And hate it at the same time, but worth it, said Jiraiya, whose face and teeth were busted. As now we have a scene cut to Tsunade back at village being, elected as the Kage, and the other elders were also shocked to see Naruto there. He was the same boy who was now grown up as, this man who was standing beside Tsunade. As the whole elemental nation heard this news and it spread like wildfire. As now we see, there was a Kage summit as soon as Naruto appeared. As Naruto was ordered by, the Kages to be brought there, and as well as the daimyo. As now we see, the 5 daimyos as well as the Kages were there in the Iron Country, the neutral ground. As Oniki then said, Naruto-sama, I know that you have been angry with us for the years, but please, we have been suffering enough, and yet you still didn't learn the lesson I told and warned you about. There was another war, and it was not me who did this. It was the Mother Nature itself. I told you I was her guardian, her child, and yet you belittled me. My mother took that not lightly and was enraged, and took away the things that were precious to you, said Naruto. But you said that you can talk to her, right? Of course I can. She still listens as you speak. As they all flinched. So she already does know what you have been planning behind closed doors. Or have you forgotten nature is surrounded by the whole world? As their eyes widen. Their plans, they already have been found out. As Oniki then said, please, I beg of you. For the years my people have suffered already because of what we have done. What I have done. Then you should have done better. Known better. There's nothing I can do. All you can do is change your ways. And let there finally be peace. Listen, said, as he then said, I know you are a deity and all, and you are the brother of the sage, and the son of basically the nature itself, but can't you really do anything? If only you reflect and give me a promise and hope that there is peace from now on, only then I will help you. Even though my mother still isn't agreeing to that and says that you will start a war again, I am agreeing to change that outlook, because I do know that you have suffered. Because of your ignorance, many innocents have. As they all flinched. As Naruto, after they agreed and signed the document, gave them each a seed. Plant this in your village center, and the nature will spring back to life. As now we see, things went back as they were before when they were young. In case of Onigi, as for the others, they were just shocked that how nature rich their land was, and how much it worked for them back then, as Naruto was being celebrated now by everyone, and now everyone understood his motives. Just was to protect the nature, the deity of nature itself, and the guardian of nature. These were his titles, a living deity amongst humans, who was kind and compassionate, but when he wanted to be, could be just and take away the things that they have taken for granted. While this was going on and the elemental nation was finally at peace, we see that Naruto was also talking to Bijus and their Jinchurikis, as they were honored to meet their uncle, as well as Naruto was sad to see them in such condition. So Naruto, just by touching the seal, was able to alter them enough so that the Bijus, while still bound to their Jinchurikis, were now in their chibi form, resting on the shoulders of their Jinchurikis, being able to eat, even breathe fresh air and sleep as well. And the Bijus were forever grateful to their uncle for what he has done. But all the while this was going on, we go towards Akatsuki, where we see one of the Akatsuki members after a meeting in which they were talking about a new threat, Naruto, a supposed deity. We see that Zetsu was in frenzy because his mother has contacted him and told him something that was shocking him to the core. Naruto in reality was his brother. They were born the same day. Both were a part of nature, made from nature, but Naruto became its guardian while Zetsu, became the will of his mother. As Kaguya then said, "Listen to me closely, son. He is your brother, and I want you to go to him. For what, mother? My only goal is to be your will and to free you. He will understand as soon as you go. I have been talking to him. He has changed me a lot. Maybe it is for the best if I stay here for the time being. But as soon as the seal is broken, I will be there. When will be that, mother? When will be that? Soon, my child. Very soon than you think." As now we see that Zetsu, with a heavy heart, one night arrived in Konohagakure, where Naruto and Tsunade were resting, as Naruto immediately stood up and was now standing in the backyard. "It's been a long, really long time, brother. You finally are here." As Zetsu flinched when he was hugged for the first time. Brother, is that you?" "Yes, it's me, brother. I know about you, Zetsu. I know about our mother." "Then why are you not freeing her?" "I talked to my brother as well." "You talked to them? They are the reasons mother is sealed there, in pain." "I know what they did was wrong, but mother was doing was also wrong. I don't know what to choose, brother. On one side, I understand what our brothers wanted to do was to protect this world that not only gave birth to them, but to us as well. But on the other side, they couldn't harm our mother as well, and wanted to protect her from harming herself. That is why the seal was created. He told me that the seal will shatter itself in 3 years, but only when their mother has changed. Mother is changing and she will be with us in a short span of time. We have waited long enough, but in short time she will be with us. I promise you that." "I made a big mistake, brother. It is already too late." "Naruto, what did you do, Zetsu?" As Zetsu revealed everything, all these wars, all this madness, all the nature that was harmed was because of him. As that is why nature never accepted him. He was an outcast. As Naruto, then with a heavy heart, accepted him and forgave him. "I forgive you." As his eyes widened, "I know nature will take some time, but Mother Nature is kind. She will forgive you. As much as she is tough and harsh, she is kind as well. You will understand in due time. Do not worry about that, Zetsu. But for the time being, stay with me, and we have to take care of your mistakes. Why would you help me and not hate me? That is what brothers are for, right? Even if they do some idiotic stuff, they stick together, like we are right now." As Zetsu smiled, "I guess you are right, Naruto." "By the way, I am the older one," said Naruto. "No, I am." As both of them chuckled. "See, we are already fighting like brothers. It's going to be fine, Zetsu." As after that, we see that Naruto and Zetsu were able to dissect the Akatsuki members into those who could be redeemable and those who couldn't be not. And so, Deidara, Sasori, Hidan, and Kakazu were eradicated while on a simple, different mission. And as for the other Akatsuki members, we see that they were told the truth. But before they could harm Zetsu, Naruto intervened and told them that he would allow them to leave and be happy. Wherever they go, only happiness will follow from here on out if they allow his brother to live, and even back them, because that is what older brother would do if his little brother did some stupid shit. As they finally gave up, but they were still enraged at Zetsu and warned him to never show them his face again, because if he does, there will be consequences. And finally the Akatsuki was dealt with in such peaceful way, as Naruto continued on to live with Tsunade, as both of them agreed to marry finally. As 3 years went by, Naruto introduced her to nature and to his other mother, Kaguya, who appeared there, and also to his brother Zetsu and Hagoromo and Homura spirits who also appeared. And so Kaguya was finally able to unite with her both sons, no, her 4 sons, as she was in tears and was happy, and the sons themselves were quite happy and tearful. It was a tearful reunion, but a one good that was needed. And most of all, the tree leaves extended and gave them a warm hug of their own, as if nature was also including itself in it. It was a warm embrace that night, a tearful one. But after that day, there was a new Kaguya Otsutsuki, who ruled over this domain with nature. Her other half, who created and gave birth to her light, who saved her from the darkness, her little baby boy Naruto, and Zetsu. And as for Naruto, he was about to make his mother happy, both of them, because his children were about to breathe a new life into their life itself, as Tsunade has gotten pregnant and was about to give birth to new Senjus and Otsutsuki, a hybrid Otsutsuki Senjus. As for the whole elemental nation, they were also happy, surrounded by nature and finally at peace. That his brother Hagoromo wanted, and at one point even his mother. As this is where I'm going to be leaving this short movie off, guys. I hope you like this one, and if you did, then make sure you leave a like and subscribe to my channel if you like the content of this channel. As this is Apollo Uchiha, and I'm signing off for the day. Peace.